Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Legacy of the Void on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries as we continue through the StarCraft II Legacy of the Void campaign. Orbital strike the incoming Zerglings. We will put up actual defenses in that lane eventually. We still got to go finish up the final pillar. And once all three pillars are down, then we start worrying about building up our actual bases.
Orbital striking down with lasers. Orbital gonna destroy all the Zerg. Orbital strike.
Understood. And the temple alignment is proceeding well. Now we wait for the Zerg.
Yes. And this is what the rest of the mission is: us building up defenses and reinforcements for the oncoming onslaught of the Zerg. We'll be doing a jump cut towards the middle of the mission in just a moment, like so.
Nice. Alright, so here we have much more fortifications, because as one might imagine, having 1 billion of your enemies on the same planet as you is a bit nerve-wracking. Putting a little pressure on the perimeter.
Yeah. So, what you honestly want to be able to do is have two Khaydarin monoliths up front, supported by shield batteries, and then photon cannons behind the shield batteries. That's not what I end up doing for a good portion, but it's what I try to do here.
Your base is under attack.
Another thing that you'll want to remember is that your resource nodes, because there's going to be a constant waves of flyers coming at you, are not actually safe. So putting Khaydarin monoliths by your resource nodes is honestly a very, very good idea. And yes, base is under attack is the most spammed message for the remainder of the mission.
Tell me something I don't know. Get out of the way.
So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to hold off the Zerg force up to 1.8 billion Zerg on the planet, because that is the achievement objective. We don't make it there. I think we get to 1.7, and then we have to detonate, because after a certain point they start sending significantly larger waves, specifically of the hybrid melee units. And the hybrid melee units, although we can definitely take down with the Khaydarin monoliths, take forever to do so. You'll notice that in the previous part, one of the first things I picked up was the plasma shield upgrade. If you come to Shakuras later, you can actually get plasma shield 2, which makes this slightly better. But honestly, one of the bigger things that you need to remember is that you actually have access to shield batteries, and shield batteries will make this, slightly more doable, as assuming that you can keep a decent amount of them active at all times. The big lane that's actually really difficult to defend is the Flyers lane in the back, because this is where they start sending Guardians and the upgraded flying hybrid towards the middle half of the mission.
Setting target for Severnaya. Huh. I guess
there's the big melee ones, the hybrid behemoths.
This is StarCraft 2's version of tower defense.
Yeah. Mind you, there is a fan recreation of tower defense in the arcade, but I've never actually played it because I'm not actually a fan of tower defense.
I love tower defense.
You like Plants vs. Zombies, which is a different type of tower defense.
Well, because it's not really a tower, it's a house. It's not really defense, it's gardening.
Well, thematically it's gardening, but it's still definitely tower defense.
Be nice to your plants, and your plants will be nice to you.
At least that's the hope. You'll notice how I have a shit ton of excess Vespane. That's because despite the fact that Khaydarin monoliths are a Vespane unit, they only cost 100 Vespane, but they cost 300 minerals. And it's effectively the only thing that we're building that even costs any amount of Vespane.
Dun dun dun.
Look at all the Ultralisks.
Well, you get used to having an abundance of activity arriving at your borders all the time.
You kind of do. Since I'm still actually watching the clock to try and get to 1.8 billion, I don't actually ever get all of that used to it.
Well, what I like about the tower defense style, you know, especially for a game like StarCraft 2, is that it also takes the burden off of you of having to attack your opponent in return.
Yeah, we're almost up to 1.5 though, which is the Solarite objective.
I mean,
yes, the cacophony of destruction. I misspelled that word. Oh well.
I mean, there probably is also like a variant of chess where, you know, black doesn't have a king and all he's doing is just trying to checkmate you, and you just have to hold him off successfully, kind of like asymmetrical gameplay.
Nah. But then the two of you are playing by drastically different rules.
Well, yeah. But that's the beauty of asymmetrical games is, well, you take a role and you play it as best as you can. We have satisfied the conditions for the bonus objective.
Yay! Those are the aerial hybrids. They whenever they show up, I tend to actually just bombard them with orbital bombardment, and I try and get the Guardians alongside. This time I actually missed them both some fucking how.
So orbital strike is only available in the campaign, right?
Yeah, you can't actually use the Spirit of Adun abilities in multiplayer, nor can you use it in co-op mode. Which, honestly, I'm okay with, mostly because each of the co-op commanders get different steroids depending on how much that you've leveled them up. I really like playing with Vorazun. Vorazun gets cloaked Void Rays and a cloaking pylon as well. It's fucking nuts.
It is nice that the game will afford two human players the ability to stop time as long as all of their adversaries are computer AI.
And you'll notice, however, that our south wall is actually mostly broken through now, which is sad.
Yeah, about that.
No, we're at 1.6. Can we get to 1.7, please?
You're definitely gonna want to.
The temple itself is actually extremely bulky. It's not something that you can actually use to your advantage ever, but you have more time than you think you do. When it comes to the temple itself. You can actually select the temple as well. It's just that I'm not hovering at the right spots for it.
So, Past Gurdet is coming to appreciate that 1.682 billion of your enemies on the battlefield is a hazard.
Come on.
Base is under attack.
Just get to 1.7. There, go.
Base is under attack. Make like a tree.
And leave.
Initiate dimensional recall. Get to safety now.
The Zerg are poised to breach the temple.
Have faith, matriarch. Your fallen people cry out for vengeance.
And they shall have it. And now we get Artanis' most badass cutscene in the entire game.
Well, this is rather quiet for what was a besiegement of the temple.
Oh, it's only quiet for a minute.
Crystals.
And
Of course.
behold, a Nidus worm.
It's got the Nidus touch.
And a swarm of Zerglings alongside it.
You.
Alone. It is said that those of our kind suffer, separated from the glory of the Kala.
This is partially true, but not as true as we've been led to believe.
No, see, it looks good at first, but then at some point he's gonna get overwhelmed.
Like there.
Yep. You see, Shrek could only hold off so many of Lord Farquaad's guards before they eventually stopped him from interrupting the wedding.
Shrek's body count for that scene is 5, isn't it?
Body count. They're not dead. They're just knocked
They're
out.
unconscious. He defeats them at the very least.
For our warrior hearts are bound by honor.
Artanis, I really wish you got access to Templar Lightning. Especially this version of Templar Lightning. That would have been awesome.
Well, because the cooldown would take you the rest of his life in order to be able to use it again.
So?
Choose the mantle of Dark Templar.
Thank you, Zeratul. Whoosh! Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Be seeing you, kid.
And yes, we explodificated Shakuras.
Alderaan.
Effectively. I mean, the big difference between Shakuras and Alderaan is that Shakuras is actually plot important. Alderaan isn't.
We never actually see Alderaan. We just get the concept of Alderaan.
We get to see Alderaan in a quick shot during the prequel trilogy.
Once peaceful, once populated, now
Green,
destroyed.
very green is what Alderaan is.
Dust.
All right, with our 10 additional solarite, we can turn off a bunch of this stuff so we can get warp-in reinforcements. Warp-in reinforcements is one of my favorite Despair of a Doom abilities because it not only gives you a pylon, but it gives you 2 melee units and 2 range units, and they are the faction variants that you have chosen. It's very awesome.
It has become one with the eternal night. But the tradition
Night and day are terms that are relative only to terrestrial beings on a planet. It has no exact or absolute meaning in outer space.
What do you know of the Shadow Walk, Artanis?
Well, the Protoss are terrestrial beings, Mr. Cloud.
It is our most sacred rite of passage. The initiate stands alone. Members of
They hold the sacred traditions of observing the cycle of night and day by the revolution of the planet. Oh, that's right. My bad, bro. You don't have a planet anymore.
against countless enemies, risking your life for the many.
1.7 billion dead Zerg can't be wrong.
Already, Artanis, you no longer have
We didn't even fucking see most of them.
our Dark Templar.
Yay! Mind you, we don't get any Dark Templar abilities for it, but oh well.
It's
Yeah, it is
just a
at least
faction
going
alignment.
after Core Hall, but
I
to
mean,
Core
for
Hall
that-
we go. We gotta talk to Mr. Rayner.
I mean, would you like to see my resume? I am the thumb of the Black Hand of the Dark Brotherhood. I am the Grand Master Thief of the Thieves Guild. I am the Headmaster of the Warriors Guild. I am also the head necromancer of the... Need I go on? I'm the most
Why
accomplished...
did you do all the side quests in Oblivion, dude?
I'm the most accomplished motherfucker in all of Cyrodiil.
But why?
Because it's cool. Because I have successfully made my game crash more than once with the magical custom spells that you can only unlock if you get to the spell making place in the Mages Guild, located Imperial City. Get it?
This is Commander James Rayner. Artanis. There. Ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
Yes, we are, Rayner.
Rayner, you seem rather occupied.
Just another day at the office.
Who are these insurgents?
Mobius Core.
An elite guard that used to work for Dr.
Yes. We've already worked for Mobius Core. Their brains have been addled.
Each world attacked, reported hybridly.
Then truly, no world is beyond Amon's reach.
We must destroy Amon forever.
Those bulkheads, reposition to Mark 7 Alpha. We need to form a battle line. They've overrun Sky Shield.
Oh no!
Looks like they've destroyed its atmospheric stabilizers. It's falling fast. If it crashes, it'll obliterate August Grad.
And August Grad is the current capital of the Terran Dominion.
August grad.
And keep their assault at bay.
Like old times, buddy. Like old times.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't think we ever actually got to play with Artanis and Raynor. Oh, that's right. No, we didn't, because
Everywhere we journey.
I don't think that we actually went through...
This is the future.
I don't remember, okay? It's been forever since we did the Brood War playthrough. But, in the next part, we will start Sky Shield. Here's our briefing for it.
Skyfall.
Skyfall's in serious trouble, old buddy. If we can't bring it back online, August Grad's gonna take a nuclear-sized impact. Mobius Corps soldiers are on the platform now.
And we have to do something about it.
Rather die than let us stop them.
Be safe, everybody.
Remember, self-interest will keep you alive.